So I've got a corner in my house where I do a lot of my crafting and a lot of my paintings and stuff, and I've just got a bunch of used canvases from back when I was in school. I'm not really willing to get rid of them. Some of them are even back from when I was in like high school and stuff like that. But I wanted to get rid of them, and I usually do little character portraits for all my my players in my games. I haven't done one for the two newest players, and one of the characters, one of my old players, has a new character as well. So I did kind of want to start sketching up. So I'm just on a little piece of paper here. I'm doing a little doodle. I've got those little striped lines in the back, very line decker-esque. I did a few other like really small thumbnails. Again, this is just like a very easy portrait. I have not oil painted in a very long time, or at least not comfortably. I did a few oil painting sketches maybe like 2 years ago for a few of the NPCs for the same campaign, but those were just portraits as well, because I haven't really officially painted since I was in school. So with those sketches, I chose that very first one that I did, and I kind of just very roughly with my what's called my charcoal pencil here, start sketching in kind of like the rough of what I imagine this would be like. I have never really illustrated on canvas, so I don't really know how to prep for like a painting or anything like that. I know that some people paint things on digital first and then do oil sometimes. I might consider doing that. I'm not sure exactly how my process will be. This is me kind of figuring it out, but I'm just kind of sketching out the general shape. I am unfortunately hiding the hands. I'm not a big fan of hiding hand stuff like in paintings or drawings, but just because I am kind of readjusting myself to the medium because I have not painted in a while, I just didn't want to have to worry about anything extra here. So there's that. And from there, after a little bit, I sketched in a little bit more than what I did earlier, and I'm just going in with the face here. So at a certain point, I'm like, maybe I sketched too many details, or I don't know how to paint around like my sketch all that well. So I just immediately start going in, and you're going to be noticing that the paint itself here, it's like not laying down properly, and I wasn't sure if it was just because maybe my paints were old or anything, but it didn't feel right. But so I just kind of like started layering in as many colors as I can. This character here is from one of my newer players. He does the 3D modeling for my 3D prints that we sell and that we design together. This character, his name is Iliad Rumford. He is a Eladrin, so he's a little bit, blue-colored elf, or depends on the day. I chose blue for this one just because I thought it would be, I don't know, a nice color to go with. And then you're seeing that I'm still layering on a few more paints, and it's still a little bit strange. I've got these, kind of darker hair. I think his hair is supposed to be like kind of like a really dark brown. So I'm going in with pretty much what I think is black and some burnt umber, but mostly burnt umber, and trying to layer that in as best as I possibly can. It's still really messy, but I'm just trying my best here to kind of block everything in at a certain point. And I want to go and start blocking in the rest of the clothes, and I think it's around this point where I'm like, okay, something's wrong with the paints. And I think you'll see like right about here, I'm still going in. I'm like trying, like, okay, I don't know what's going on right now. I'm still going. I think that's just like Venetian red and a little bit of that burnt umber going in. And I found out what my problem is. So I was cleaning out my little tub before, and I put water in it. And I thought I had put the OMS in, and you see my little shake of frustration there. But now that I finally put my actual paint thinner in there, it's working. And it's just layering on so nice. And so I was struggling probably for like, I hadn't been painting for very long, maybe like 10 minutes. So at the very least, it wasn't that bad, but it was still surprising. But for a lot of this, I'm just blocking in very big shapes just because, again, readjusting myself to everything. So I'm just blocking things in as best as I can. I know if this painting is not the best in the world, I'll be okay with it because this is a spare canvas that I had. This is a new canvas panel technically, but I don't even know when I would have bought this. Maybe a few years ago. I always buy painting supplies and I try to use that all up. But I was going through it at a certain point. Once I finally got the paint thinner working, it was more therapeutic. I was just kind of going for it. So he has this little cowboy hat. It's not quite sitting on his head yet, but I start painting in a little bit of that gray background, like kind of carving the shape rather than kind of trying to paint out the shape. And I'm just going through. This is me, trying to make that hat fit a little bit better on the head. His hair isn't quite settled on the top of that head yet, though. But I think making things for your players is just a fun thing to do. Either commissioning an artist or even just like small things. So for all my players, I might show a photo on screen if I can. I made a bunch of portraits, and using those portraits, I made little standees for them. They said they preferred that over having miniatures because they kind of liked seeing the custom art of their characters, just on our battle maps. So that's what I've kind of done for playing. Of course, I like minis. Maybe one day I'll have custom-made minis. This player, he does 3D models for me, so we can kind of maybe work together to make them. But here it is after like that very first pass. Once I got things going, my camera shut off at some point because my camera ran out of battery. So I just very roughly painted in like where the eyes would go. Obviously the eyes aren't painted yet, like those are just black blob shadows. But that's the general gist of what I was going for. And unfortunately my camera did shut off, and I don't know how to edit these videos yet. But after a few days, I decided to paint more because I don't know if you can hear from my voice right now. I'm a little bit under the weather, so I was trying to record another video and I got really frustrated that I couldn't remember more than like a line at a time because my head was really hurting. So I just went and decided to paint. And I don't really know if like huffing like paint thinner made that any better. But yeah, I'm just painting in, kind of blocking in shadows here. I don't know, something about like the creative aspect of D&D's and like tabletop games in general is kind of what brought me to it. And so I think that's the same for a lot of players who play it. Is it's a consequence game, not necessarily a freedom game, but there is a lot of creativity that goes into it more than most things, and I think it gives people a creative outlet where they otherwise won't really have. And so I think it's just worth it to try making things. It doesn't have to be good. Like, I'm not necessarily happy with anything that's happening here on screen right now, but I think people will appreciate it when you put the time to make something for them. So even if like one of my own players, they make art of their own character, I think that's cool. A few of my players are artists. My girlfriend's an artist. We met in school. One of my other players, she's an artist. Met her back when I used to teach art for like an art studio. And so it's just cool to see that some of my players make music, things like that. If they make things based on their characters, and this is me giving back to them. And of course I am making the world and doing all the other stuff. But I don't know, I think having these little crafts shows kind of a point of investment. And of course I'm trying to paint that line there, and I'm just shaking all over the place. But luckily, not every line that I put down is final. I can just paint the background back in. I'm not trying to make this the cleanest sketch of all time. I'm just trying to make something, and trying to paint that little background. You can see that the black lines are dripping a little bit, but I will fix that in due time. I just wanted to add a little circle here just because I felt like it was missing a little something there. It could be as messy as I wanted. There's a little bit of white in there. I think that's just cad yellow hue. And then it might be cad red, or sorry, not cad red. Oh, it might be cad red. I don't even know. But yeah, I'm just sketching it as best as I can, going through it. Just make things every now and then. I've been making a lot more paintings, because this was me really just kind of getting used to painting again. So there's a lot of things I'm not happy with here, but it's better than nothing. Painting these little flowers on his head because for my setting, Eladrin are supposed to have like more flowery traits, almost to the point of body horror, but I don't think this player was like super or like is too aware because he was the newest player, so I let his Eladrin be a little bit more humanoid looking, which was totally fine, because I had lore reasons to why that would happen. But just zooming out, this is pretty much what I ended up with. It looks a little bit better, of course, when it's straightforward. Of course, I left the bottom a little bit vague, it kind of fades off. I'm not like fully painting it because, one, it's not necessarily the point of the painting. The point of the painting is towards the face, so details kind of scattered out as you go further away. Of course, there is a lot more that I would like to do with this painting, but it is what it is. And it's okay because I am still practicing with it. I've never really illustrated, not painting exactly what I see in front of me. A lot of what I did in school was just, you paint an apple in front of you. So I have a lot of used canvases from the time that I was in school and some from before that. So I want to get rid of a lot of them. So I'm setting up a Google form for anyone to go ahead and sign up for. And I will take 5 to 10 people. And I will then paint free paintings for them. They're not commissions, they're not custom, I don't do any adjustments. I will just take some reference images, I will take some, description and a mood if possible. And then I will do my own painting. I will paint what I want to paint, so it's not a commission, it's not custom anything. I'm just kind of taking it and I'm having my fun with it. And if you end up liking the painting, of course, you are going to be receiving a digital copy of it for free, and then there'll be the video as well. But if you like it, you can pay to get it shipped out. You'll pay for shipping and things like that. I don't really want to pay to ship it out. And if you don't want to keep the physical copy, of course, I'll kind of keep it in a backlog for like 2 or 3 months for people to decide. And then if you don't decide, then I will recycle it in like a future, painting or something. Okay, that's all. If you want to sign up, go ahead and check it out in the description. Thank you.